The views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And you know, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody feeling? How everybody living right now? How y'all doing? Let me say what's up to the people before we start. Give people time to come in the room and stuff like that, because I hate when y'all be coming late and be like, can you repeat yourself? No, I can't repeat myself. Just catch the replay. Shout out to all my members real quick. Shout out to Andrea Nelson. Shout out to Just Curious. Well, shout out to my mods too. They also my moderators. What's up, Wendy Lynn, Priscilla, Doris? I seen Chi-Town in here. What's up, Lady Godiva, Frankie, Vegas Girl. Shout out to Vegas Girl. I know Mina's in here too. Autumn's mom. Leanne. What's up, Leanne? BB from VA. Casey. Post is that Posewin the Hello Kitty emoji. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I apologize. Robin's Nest, Casey. All right. So this Laugh Gas and Gossip here too. Make sure you guys check out her channel, by the way. Here we go. This episode I'm probably gonna make y'all a little angry, a little mad, just because I'm just gonna throw it out there. Now, Monique was blackballed for standing up for herself. And everybody said Monique should have played the game. But when Will Smith did his smack, everybody's all like, oh, let's take a breather. Let's take a second. So why were people so quick to throw away Monique and not do the same for Will Smith? You know, y'all want to talk about protect Black women. I guess y'all don't want to protect them all because y'all was so easily ready to throw away Monique. Now we gonna get now I'm gonna say that to piss y'all off, but we gonna come back to that at the end. But first off, we gonna talk about Mr. T.I. What's up, Mimi? Thank you for coming. We gonna talk about T.I. So he was at a comedy show in Atlanta, right? And he didn't like something that the girl had said. She had basically mentioned about his allegations. With him and Tiny with the million different women and stuff like that. Y'all know about that. I'm trying to keep my channel monetized, so I don't want to go too far into detail. But y'all remember the things that T.I. and Tiny allegedly like to do, and how they like to have fun and pill all that all that fun stuff that they like to do in Hollywood, or Atlanta, I should say. We come for the children edges tonight. Okay. Thank you for the 199. Thank you, Toon Fan. I appreciate that. But he was upset because this girl was making jokes about him and stuff like that, right? And so he was mad. And, like you see the video of him going off on the girl, saying like, it didn't happen. We didn't go to court because it never happened, going in on the girl. And we didn't really get to see her response. And then there's a longer video where she comes back at him and was like, yo, you're not going to disrespect me while I'm doing my set, because he interrupted the whole set. He interrupted it. He basically was all like, you ain't gonna say all this stuff. I ain't gonna let you just sit up here. We gonna talk about this, blah, blah, blah. Interrupted her whole set. Now, there's a thing, because at first I was thinking like, yo, that ain't right bringing up allegations like that. But then I was also thinking like, well, this is comedy, and you should be able to, if somebody says a joke about you, then you should be able to come back at them if you're a comedian, right? He wants to get into stand up. People are going to say this stuff about him. Hold on, let me put up my banner, because y'all know if other people can get freezers, refrigerators, 1,500 for a relocation fee, why can't I get some money too? Excuse me, y'all. I had some Chinese food stuck in my throat. It was nothing funny about that. Right. I agree. I agree. Those allegations are not funny. However, I'm still going to push back on you and say, if you're in the field of comedy, you need to be able to take that stuff. The stuff is going to be thrown at you. But then, the girl actually came out. Her name is Lauren Knight. She's a comedian. She's based out of Atlanta. She was like, no, he was heckling me the whole time while I was doing my set. And he was basically disrespecting me by telling me to take off my wig. And so I said, oh, well, I'll take off my wig when you talk about your allegations. So she did it as a comeback. Now, was that right for her to do it as a comeback? No, but you can't be saying stuff to people and don't expect it back. You know what I mean? Oh, right. That's true, Dion. What's up, Dion? Thank you for coming. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook and Twitch. But we're going to go ahead and listen to her response and let her put it in her own words. Remember, her name is Lauren Knight. You can find her on Instagram.
I'm going to tell y'all the real story so we can go ahead and get this shit out the way. Number one, T.I. came to the show. Appreciate it. He did a 45-minute set. Now, he gets off stage. I'm making jokes about shit, about to bring up another comedian. He proceeds to start heckling from the crowd, calling me all kind of oh, I need to shut the fuck up. Nobody's talking about this. Then he proceeds to continue to tell me to take my wig off. Take your wig off in front of everybody. Trying to humble black women on some stupid shit, right? So I said, I'll take my wig off when you speak on the allegations. That's what prompted this whole thing. Nobody called him a rapist. I said, I'll take my wig off because you're trying to humble and play me when you speak on the allegations. I stand on what I said. If you're a comedian, anything's up for jokes. Niggas been talking about me all day. And I've been laughing at some of it. Nothing's off limits. Nobody's special. And please don't walk up on me again. I'm mad dangerous. This is not rap beef. I am not Lil Flip. I ain't got no problem with T.I. But I will say this, y'all need to be at our bar on Monday nights for one night only. You don't know what the fuck might go down. You never know what might happen. So if you're thinking about doing comedy, you want to tell some jokes, sign the fuck up. If you want to come watch some jokes, bring your ass out. Bring them out. Bring them out.
You see where the shit got twisted? Never called you out your name. Never called you a bitch. You give me a video where I called you a bitch, I give you $1 million. Where I call you a bitch at? Where did I call you a bitch? I never call you no bitch. You see where the
Hey, so the last clip I wanted to say, that was from her page. And he was, and he went live and he was saying, where did I call you an itch? Where did I call you an itch? And so then that's when she had posted that clip right there at the end where he goes like, bitch, he screamed it. So, Laugh, Gas, and Gossip brought up a good topic right there. I appreciate that. And Monique and Company also said the same. Is it Monique and Company? Monique and CO? That stands for company, right? If he's a real comedian, he should have been able to roast her without rushing her on stage. Yeah, and this is my thing. Even though I'm not a comedian, I'm part of like an entertainer, I would say. It's going to get dangerous if people are rushing the stage, if people are going to be able to confront you. Now, it wasn't violent or anything like that. I just want to put that out there, first of all. What's up, CC Miller? It wasn't violent or anything like that. But at the same token, if you running to the stage to confront this lady, like, it'd be different if y'all was having like a roast battle, like a roast off or something like that. You just going off. But You literally came up on stage and confronted this woman. Again, a woman, you know. What's up, Ricky? Ricky said, I wish someone would rush me. Ricky ready for him. But yeah, you rushed this lady up stage. And then if you were the one, remember, now we don't have her whole set of what she did. She just let us know, like, hey, he was heckling me and stuff like that. This is why I said it. But you should be able to, how do I put this? Is anything off limits when it comes to comedy? Like, there's one thing when you do something to try to embarrass somebody or try to defame them, but is there rules in comedy? Let me ask y'all. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that there are rules in comedy. Put a 2 if everything is fair game. Again, if there's put a 1 if you think there's rules to comedy. Put a 2 if you think everything is fair game. And let's do a 30-second count. Oh, well, actually, we're going to play a commercial from our sponsors right now. Shout out to Nina Ross. Make sure you guys check out Diva Walk.
If you ain't getting money, then you need to get away. Hair, nails done. Diva Walk, lip gloss popping off. Diva Walk, stay fly in your heels. Diva Walk, and you pay your own bills. Diva Walk, you put it down for your boo. Diva Walk, getting money. You do. Diva walk, 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 walk. Diva walk, bounce, bounce, bounce. Diva walk, ay, had a little ride out. Let's go to the club. Hey, Diva walk, Diva walk, and you pay your own bill. Diva walk, really down for you. Look, I ain't gotta talk. Written on my face and in my swag like some chalk. Yes, it's independent. Look and see what I done bought. Get this money, get it. What I'm talking, I'm about.
Wow, I'm actually surprised that it's split down the middle. I thought there would be a lot of twos, like there's no rules. For me, I'm thinking that there is no rules when it comes to comedy. And now this is not like a stranger to comedian situation. This is a comic to comic. If T.I. wants to be a comic, then this is the stuff that he's going to go through. A comic to comic. This is peer to peer, joke for joke, you know, diss for diss. I believe that that's a fair fight, you know, and she was ready. And here's the thing. She was ready for the smoke, you know. Natasha, how do you do the diva? Hey, we gonna have Nina up here and teach y'all how to do it. So, yay, we gonna have her up here. We're gonna do an interview one day. Well, soon. We gotta do it soon. But and thank you, Natasha, for asking that. But for me, it seems like it was from peer to peer. I don't think necessarily that it was mismatched or displaced anger. So like, hey, why don't you talk about allegations? Now, she didn't necessarily call him like, you know, the word that rhymes with chemist. Why did I think of chemist? But, you know, she didn't call him the R word or say it was true. Like, hey, why don't you talk about them allegations? If you going to put out disrespect, you have to be ready for what you get back, you know? Is this real or is she doing this to get more publicity? No, I think it's real. Well, that's a good question, Juice Radio. Do y'all think it was fake? Like this was all part of a plan or something like that? Betty said, and fake like they was good just to yank the mic out of her hand. Black men has a very bad habit of disrespecting black women. Ooh, that's a different topic. Different topic for a different day. But no, I respect your opinion. If that was another race of woman, he would never have did. This is getting deep, Betty. Okay. Thank you. And it's not Natasha. Thank you. I apologize. I said Natasha earlier. But yeah, I do think him going up on stage and then snatching the mic, because remember, he had his own mic and he was going, do I have a microphone? No, I don't have my remote. He had his own microphone when he was up there talking ish to the girl. It had a lot of cussing, so I don't want to play that. But, you know, he had his own microphone, and then he goes on stage and he like hugged her. And then like she's all like, nah, we ain't cool. And then that's when he like grabbed the mic and snatched it from her and was and still talking shit. So, you know, I think T.I. was definitely wrong for bum rushing the stage. He should have just let her do her thing and then left it alone. But, you know, well, not leave it alone. He could have came afterwards and been like, yo, I ain't gonna let this lady just talk about me, and started going in on her. I think it could have been a tit for tat thing, but you know, him going up there, snatching the mic from her, making it this whole spiel, and especially if he was the one to disrespect. Now, if we get proof of otherwise where she wasn't, what's up, Kelly? If we get proof of otherwise where she wasn't, where she was the one that just said those allegations out of nowhere, then definitely, you know, I can see why he was pissed. But, you know, he still shouldn't have got up there and snatched the mic. He should have went back at her with, you know, by being a comedian, using his skill. If you're a comedian, then why aren't you going back and forth, you know? If he was just a regular smuggler person in the audience, I think it would have been wrong. Right. Exactly. Oh, and make sure you guys hit that like button too, by the way. Hit that like button, thumbs up, subscribe if you already have it. We are only 70 subscribers away from hitting 9K, y'all. So I need 70 of y'all to hit that subscribe button if y'all already have it. What's up, Southern Belle? Thank you for coming. Yeah, right. He was embraced, and he wouldn't have snatched it from a 6-foot man. Right. I do agree with that. It goes back to the situation with Will Smith. I believe that Will Smith smacked Chris Rock because he knew Chris Rock wasn't going to do anything, or he felt that he could take Chris Rock. I'm putting it out there. I feel like he felt that he could take Chris Rock. That's why he went up there, just like T.I. went up there. Now, it didn't get physical, but, you know, he went up there and disrespected her because he felt like he could, because he felt he had that power. We always talk about that power struggle thing. He had that power to go up there and disrespect her, you know? Is it Pose? Is it Pop? No. Tell me how to pronounce your name. We're going to say Posewin. Damn, being a comedian is going to become high-risk job as people keep thinking they can rush the stage. I do agree with that. And another thing, when you at a comedy show, I said this before, if you at a comedy show, don't take your ass to the front row. Sit in the back so they don't talk about you. Thank you, Kelly. I like that one. Yes, make some fake account. No, don't do that, because then they'll take away my account because they said I might be doing it. I would have went straight Bernie Mac on his ass. Right. Let me ask you all this while I play the video. For those of you just coming in, I'm going to play the video again. But put a 1 in the chat if you feel that this is going to start people rushing the stage, or put a 2 if you think that these are one-off situations. Put a 1 if you think comedians are going to start being put to task by people in the audience. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that these are just one-off cases and that these aren't going to happen all the time.
I'm going to tell y'all the real story so we can go ahead and get this shit out the way. Number 1, T.I. came to the show, appreciate it. He did a 45-minute set. Now, he gets off stage. I'm making jokes about to bring up another comedian. He proceeds to start heckling from the crowd, calling me all kind of oh, I need to shut the fuck up. Nobody's talking about that. Then he proceeds to continue to tell me to take my wig off. Take your wig off in front of everybody, trying to humble black women on some stupid shit, right? So I said, I'll take my wig off when you speak on the allegations. That's what prompted this whole thing. Nobody called him a rapist. I said, I'll take my wig off because you're trying to humble and play me when you speak on the allegations. I stand on what I said. If you're a comedian, anything's up for jokes. Niggas been talking about me all day, and I've been laughing at some of it. Nothing's off limits. Nobody's special. And please don't walk up on me again. I'm mad dangerous. This is not rap beef. I am not Lil Flip. I ain't got no problem with T.I. But I will say this, y'all need to be at our bar on Monday nights for one night only. You don't know what the fuck might go down. You never know what might happen. So if you're thinking about doing comedy, you want to tell some jokes, sign the fuck up. If you want to come watch some jokes, bring your ass out. Bring them out. Bring them out.
You see where the shit got twisted? Never called you out your name. Never called you a bitch. You give me a video where I called you a bitch, I give you $1 million. Where I call you a bitch at? Where did I call you a bitch? I never called you no bitch. You see where the
Yo, I was just thinking because I was cracking at the part where she said, don't walk up on me again. I'm mad dangerous. Yo, because like, you know how like you've been put in a situation where it's like uncomfortable and you got to think like, all right. Let me think like, you know, should I go off or should I just kind of back up? And so you kind of put yourself in those kind of situations, right? And she was probably like, yo, I should really go off. But because it's T.I., she probably thought twice about it. Was like, nah, I'm just going to deal with this this way. And Lady Godiva, thank you for the $15. Thank you. She said, so some appreciation to my favorite equal opportunity hater on the streets. I might have to send more since you don't slam my ass that much anyway. Laugh my butt off. Thank you. I appreciate that, Lady Godiva. Thank you. But, you know, I was thinking that if you're going to be heckling somebody, you know, going at them, whatnot, you know, whatever you choose to do, you should expect the consequences. But if you're going into a comedy situation or, you know, there's going to be some kind of comedian there, you should expect what you should expect. I don't want this to be like a thing where people think it's okay to bum rush the stage and stuff like that. If anything, approach them after the show. Like, they're like, hey, let me holler at you for a minute. Let me check you real quick. Or something like that. But you ain't got to interrupt somebody's set and then make it a big deal, because now at the end of the day, you know, I don't even think we would have heard. We didn't even know who a Lauren Knight is. Now we know who she is. And she proves you to be a liar because you did call her a B. You said, show me where I called you a B and I'll send you $1 million. So let me ask y'all this, put a yes or a no. Since she proved herself to be talking the truth, should he now pay her the $1 million? I want my million. You know? Give me my $1 million. You said if I can prove that you did disrespect me and you did call me the B word, I want my $1 million. Juice Radio said, I think these comedians need to add extra time to their show so they can get permission from each person they about to talk about. Excuse me, will it be okay? No, because that takes away from comedy, you know? That takes away from like the surprise. Like if somebody say a joke about me, I want to be surprised. I don't like, you know, oh, hey, is it okay if I tell you it? No, just say the joke. If I get a fit, here's the thing. I want to say this. The only time a joke is offensive is if the joke does not land. You can say some of the most horrendous shit ever. But if the joke does not land, that's when it becomes a problem. Do y'all agree or disagree with that? As long as it's funny, people will be like, oh, that shit was kind of funny. But if your joke isn't funny, we're going to be like, what the fuck was that? Like, why'd you say that? Like, I'm going to have a problem with it. No, because she said he called her all kinds of, okay. So do you think Princess, she was putting more stank on it than what it actually was? That's a good, you know, I like that perspective. It could be it could be a thing where she wanted to make her moment, and maybe she is right now. But you know, once this got on World Star, Shade Room, and stuff like that, she had to come out and talk. You know, I can't say, oh well, she should have been quiet. She had to come out and talk. Just don't go if it offends you. Comic View had some doozies in the right. I love Comic View. The BET need to bring that back. That's what they need to bring back, not this other shit they be bringing. 1B is enough for me. Okay, so 1B is enough for you. So as soon as you say that word, it's over. Okay. I like that. I like that. I respect that. I have to respect that because again, it's not me being called one. It would be, whoever is on the receiving end of being called a B. So I can definitely see that. I'm not buying it. He should have left, point blank, period. Right. I think he could have been like, hey, I'm out of here. I feel like I was disrespected. Deuces, I'm out. He could have just left. I don't like him coming up on the stage to confront her. If anything, he should have called Tiny to confront her or something like that. Like, why is he gonna bum rush the stage? It wasn't a good look. Wait. Will Smith. Okay, so speaking of Will Smith, we're going to go ahead and get into that right now. Because remember in the beginning, I had posed that question. Now, Monique was blackballed for a lot less. And y'all were all like, oh, she should have played the game. She should have did this. But she never put her hands on nobody. She just stood up for herself. She just stood up for herself and she was blackballed. Now, Will Smith did a smack and, and people are like, no, don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. But a lot of y'all that was saying Monique needed to play the game are the same people that saying Will Smith, it was right for what he did and he was protecting his woman. Monique was protecting herself and she didn't even use her hands. So I still pose that question. Why was it okay for Monique to be blackballed? Now, as you guys know, there was a recent push with 50 Cent, saying that he gonna get Monique back working and stuff like that. Also, there was a huge push as well from T.S. Madison, who actually tonight is going to have Lee Daniels on her show. And she said that she actually talked to Lee Daniels about it. I seen like a little clip, but she talked to Lee Daniels about it, about him and Monique and their relationship and stuff like that. And she feels like she was the catalyst to get it going. But as you know, he showed up in her show. I believe her show was in like somewhere on the East Coast. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It was somewhere on the East Coast. He showed up to her show and then, they hugged, cried together. And it was a great moment. It was great to see. Monique is actually going to be starring in Lee Daniels' movie on Netflix. It's like a thriller. I forgot the name of it, but she's going to be replacing Octavia Spencer. She's replacing somebody big. So I just feel like finally Monique is getting the respect that she deserved. Again, if you guys don't know the story, I'll say it real quick. Monique was blackballed because she did the movie Precious. She got $50,000 to do the movie. Now, what happened was that the movie was already done, and then once, those independent films, once they go to Sundance, people are looking at it and they might want to buy the movie and then put it into theaters. So then what they did, oh, what's up, Part of Inspiration? They put it in the theaters and all that stuff. Now, they wanted her to go to the Cannes and, travel all over and promote the movie and, try to, put it out there and, try to, show face so she can get the Oscar. Monique said, no, you ain't paying me no more money. She just had twins. She wanted to be with her husband, her family and stuff like that. And then after she won the Oscar without campaigning. Let me repeat that. She won the Oscar without campaigning. And then that's when everybody got mad. Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, Oprah, they all said she was hard to work with. Those are big players in Hollywood and especially in Black Hollywood. So if they say you was difficult, you was this and that, then they're going to back away from you, So everybody else is going to back away. And then Monique was basically like thrown to the gutter. She did do a residency in Vegas. And then, she's been doing comedy shows and stuff like that. But after winning that Oscar, she should have been in a ton of movies and it didn't play out that way. And I really felt bad for Monique because She didn't deserve that. No matter what people think, she didn't deserve that at the end of the day. And I feel that, and I'm not, and I want to reiterate too, I'm not saying that Will Smith should be canceled or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but it's just crazy how the same people that said, oh, Monique should have played the game, she should have knew better, da 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 da, are the same people that say, oh, Will Smith, was protecting his wife and was doing this and that. She used her words. He used his hands. So I feel like come on now. Come on, apple and oranges. Come on. It might be a little apple and oranges, but, I feel that Monique should have been, she should have been respected more, and she should have been protected as well too. As much as we're protecting Will Smith now, do I think Will Smith needs to be canceled? No, I do think that he needs to take a break. Right? Don't they say right, Wendy? They say that about all celebrities. Oh, they're all hard to work with. They're all hard to work with. We hear that all the time. That all celebrities are hard to work with. Like, listen, you pay me $50K for a movie. It goes here, it goes there, and all this stuff, right? Queen Tosa, I'm gonna open up the lines. Don't worry. It goes here, it goes there. It does all the stuff that it does. You only get $50K for it. Now, that again, I want to reiterate, that was not a part of her contract to then promote the movie once it got picked up for to go into theaters and stuff like that. So there's some time lapse. There's like a couple of years in between where the movie got picked up for theaters, and then we started hearing about the movie Precious and all that stuff. So there's some time lapse. You got your $50K. I want some more money. She was right for asking for some more money. I don't think she was wrong in that case. I don't think she was wrong. And make sure y'all hit that like button too. Okay, we're going to let Autumn's mom up here. What's up, Autumn's mom? How you doing?
Hi, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. What you want to talk about? The Monique and Will Smith comparison, or the T.I. and Lauren Knight situation?
Let's start with T.I.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do something different. I've been saying all day that it's funny. This generation is different from my generation. When I was growing up, this kind of stuff happened in comedy clubs all the time. If a comic was disrespecting someone in the audience, it would go down in the club. People think clubs are only, say, Madison Square Garden or these big venues. That place where T.I. and them was at was literally a bar. That's what she said. So that's
Right.
the mentality of people you have up in there, and people are drinking this, that, and the third, and their tolerance level is a little different than somebody that's paid, hundreds of dollars for their ticket. It's a difference, So things used to get thrown up on the stage. People used to get cursed out and heckled and this, that, and the third. The only reason we're hearing about it today is A, because of what happened at the Oscars the other day, and B, because of social media and people have cameras. But this isn't new. This has been happening. People just need to be more careful. I think they think these things really don't happen in real life, but they happen every day.
Right, because there's been a lot of clips that I've been seeing, and people are like, "Oh, look what Will done started." But no, those clips of people fighting in comedy clubs, those are old clips. Those weren't after the situation. Those are old clips. So there's a lot of propaganda going out there too. But yeah, it has been a thing. You're right about that. However, I still have to say, T.I. is supposed to be a comic now. So he should be able to roast you back. I've never seen Bernie Mac and Steve Harvey go at each other. They would go back and forth as far as comedy,
That's true. No, and that's what everybody was saying the other day. They said, "Oh, Will was wrong. If he would have just said what he said, it would have been okay. As long as he used his words, it would have been okay." So T.I. used his words, and all of a sudden, it's still not okay. People got to pick a fight. Like, pick one. Yesterday
Well, we
was
don't
okay.
want her. We didn't want him to slap the girl, right?
No, but I mean, now that he said something, that's wrong too. So now you're supposed to just go to a comedy club, and if you feel as though you're being disrespected, then it's supposed to be okay. People don't realize comedians are people too. And yes, not all their jokes are going to land right and it might not be funny. And it doesn't mean that you even have to comment every time you don't agree with what they say. But most comedians, and this is something that I've heard a lot of comedians say, the art of being a comedian is that you're supposed to punch up, not down. Once you start punching down, it's no longer comedy. Now you're just being cruel and you're being reckless. That's not part of the art. There's an art to it. And if you're not going to follow the art, then it's like, hey, I could just come out here and just go rampant and just start dissing everybody in the place and say, hey, I'm a comedian, accept it. That's not going to fly. Somebody's going to check me real quick, right?
Right. But what if it's true that he disrespected her first? Do you think then it was fair game for her to say, well, what about your allegations, or no?
I don't see anything wrong with what happened. I think it once again because cameras were involved and it was T.I. that people expect him to have a different kind of restraint. She had all rights to come back with whatever she wanted to come back with. He's telling her to take her wig off, this, that, and the third. She could have said a lot more, but by her saying whatever she said, he didn't like it. Okay, everybody's saying now disrespectful stuff. So now where's the comedy? I don't see nobody laughing. Anybody laughing? Who laughing?
What do you mean? Like, did anybody laugh at that joke, or?
Yeah, nobody in that club no longer was laughing. At that point, we're now exchanging insults. The comedy show is now over. So what we came here for, which was a show, now went out the window because instead of us being comedians, quote unquote, both of them, there's ways they both could have roasted each other. See, there's a difference. Say when you go to the Friars Club and you go at each other and you're roasting each other, that's the difference. But now these people aren't roasting you no more. They're insulting you. So now the comedy is out of it. It's just being straight disrespectful.
Nah. I'm a fan of comedy, and I feel that it should push the limits. I still go back with the thing where the joke has to land. It's when the joke doesn't land is when it's a bad thing. But let me get Queen Tulsa's opinion. Hey, Queen Tulsa, are you there?
Hello, yes, I am. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Can
What
you
are
hear
your
me?
thoughts on the T.I. and Lauren Knight situation? I'm gonna add all the smoke too. Hey, all the
I
smoke.
Hey, y'all.
But AT2, just to
Okay,
let you know, I
hello. How
wasn't
are
talking
you?
about all
Um,
comedy. I was talking about in that instance with T.I. and her, that ended up just being an exchange of insults. The comedy went out the window. I'm not saying comedy is dead. That's not what I
Oh,
meant.
okay. Just that situation. Okay,
Yes.
got you. Queen Tulsa, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like T.I. should have wore his boxer briefs and not his panties at night because they was rising up his tail. I felt like he was being very insecure. We have to understand that those allegations were public. People were doing videos on them, and she's not the only one in the club that was making comedic jokes about it. So I feel like him, of all people, he likes to be controversial, and that was her time to get her moment, and he wanted to take the moment. He should have just stood back. Like, I don't agree with a man walking up on a woman.
Mm.
You're stronger than her. You're yelling at her. You're calling her all types of bees. I mean, that was emotional trauma. That was verbal abuse that we saw, whether he liked it or not. It was not okay. You could have simply got up and walked out, just like Will Smith has. And let's just speak on this mental health. You need to go and get you some mental health, get your mood stabilizer so you can shut the hell up and get through the show. And that's all I have. Okay.
But Queen Tulsa, one question, because I know your internet's breaking up, so let me just ask you this question. Do you think that, you know, she had the right to come back so strong with the allegations, or do you think that she should have said another joke or something like that? Is it fair in love and comedy?
It was her show. It was her skit. It was her creativeness. I'm pretty sure she probably didn't know that he was going to be there that night.
Oh, you think she didn't know? Because it was open mic. It was open mic.
Mm-hmm.
You could be right about that.
She said he was doing a
thank
set.
you for the 1999. It's so weird how sensitive T.I. is, considering he spent all the time in prison. You think? Thank you, Wendy, for the 1999. All the smoke. What you got to say?
My thing is, if the heat is too hot, get out the damn kitchen. Like at this point, it's because just to clear, so he did a set before that girl went on stage, so she knew he was in the audience. But my thing is, a hit dog will holler. So if you got fired up off of that one comment from that lady, then clearly there's some truth to what she was possibly saying. So my thing is, if you're gonna be in the arena and you're gonna want to go compete with the best of the best, you got to be able to take the blows just as much as the rest of them. Nothing is off limits. I think I have a darker sense of humor, so I can take a lot more than a regular person. So a lot rolls off of my back. But also, I think what needs to happen with comedians who are smarter, they know their audience so that they don't have those situations of back and forth. But when you have someone who's just new to the game, who thinks they can kind of just bypass their rites of passage as a comedian, and he's off limits, that's the problem. So honestly, I think, T.I., bend over, take one for the team, and keep it moving.
He said bend over.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't think about that too. But T.I., he didn't have to do the struggle of work. He is going to like the smaller clubs and stuff like that, trying to get his name out there. But I mean, he technically didn't have to do the struggle of, it's kind of like when people think of like acting and stuff like that, to sleep in your car, staying with strangers, sleeping on somebody's couch, getting paid $5 for a show and stuff like that. He necessarily didn't have to go through that struggle. And so these are things that comics are used to, but because he thinks that he's T.I., he's above it, and he's not going to get what he's given. And especially if he was the one that started heckling her, you gotta be prepared for that. I know if I start with somebody first, then I should be prepared for what comes out, right?
Like, look at Def Comedy Jam and Comic View. Like, they were roasting everybody. They don't care where you were sitting at. So my thing is, yes, you might be T.I. and you might have bypassed the struggle, but I believe all comics, especially good comics, they've also been burned as well by other comics who are on stage. So I'm just looking like, if you really want to be good at this and you want to take this seriously, you got to be able to like come back with a joke and not come up with verbal or physical intimidation because you didn't like what someone said.
Right.
Can I also say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Queen Sophie.
Okay, and this is my thing. I saw physical assault. The hand on her shoulder and the tapping, that would have been abuse. I would have reached out to an attorney. My shoulder's hurting because it looked like he wasn't pressing down, but he was hitting me. He was hitting me.
Snowflakes.
He got in my face. My blood pressure went
Well, you
up.
need to stay in the house.
Right.
Really need to stay in the house.
Listen, as soon as he came up, I would have pissed all on that stage and fell out.
All you would have got was embarrassed at that point. My God. Now somebody can walk up and take a mic out your hand. It's abuse. You can't touch somebody on the shoulder. It's abuse.
Ma'am, as soon as he would have grabbed for that mic, I would have did a stunt and you would have thought he didn't push me.
Let me go ahead and add in Juice Radio. Let me ask you, Juice Radio, do you think, because I don't want to say no, Queen Sophie, like it was abuse, I would have failed, but I would say it was intimidation. I'll
Y'all
say
gotta be
that to be
careful
on
with
the
them
safe.
labels. Now all of a sudden, every time someone does something, it's abuse, it's aggressive, it's this, it's that. It's not. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. It wasn't that serious. Was it wrong? Yes. Could he have done something different? Yes. Should he calm down? Yes. But all the abuse and assault and all that stuff,
Mhm.
that's putting
Ma'am, do you know
21
how
cents.
much you can get for a slip and fall?
I'm sure a lot of people get a
Just
lot of shit that
imagine.
they're not supposed to get, and it's not right. A lot of people need to just stay in their house. Like now, that's like abusing the system. You know how much real crime we got out here that we really need to be worried about? This ain't one of them.
But Autumn's
Just
mom,
call it reparations, ma'am.
I have a question though for you. So, so if that was the case, why couldn't he just go back and forth from where he was standing in the club? Why did he feel the need to walk up toward the stage?
I totally agree with you. But once again, like I said, y'all keep saying it was a dive bar. You're talking amateur comedians. Have y'all ever heard of that girl before? No, probably nobody's seen her. She's calling herself a comedian. Not to say that she shouldn't be respected. Everybody was there trying to probably perfect their craft and get better. So it shouldn't have went to that level. But I don't think, like, once again, it wasn't as big as they make it. Had that camera, had it not been T.I., we wouldn't be talking about it. Stuff like that happens in comedy clubs
But I
across
think another
America all
comedian
the
would
time.
have been able to verbalize what they wanted to say. They would have been able just to do like a verbal jousting.
Right,
But let me
remember,
get Juice Radio in here. Juice Radio. Do you think that he went too far? Do you think that it was like intimidation that he was doing, or this was just like a banter back and forth? Like how would you put this?
Here's the thing. It's T.I. So anytime T.I. opens his mouth, it's intimidation. So it's T.I. Anytime T.I. is in a room, it's intimidation. Not in a negative sense, but in the sense of it's T.I. He commands and gets respect. And when he feels he's been disrespected, he's going to let you know not to do it again. He's not going to send his lynchmen to do that for you. He's going to do it himself. He's T.I.
So he would have walked up on a woman? I mean, a man?
Oh, yeah. T.I. would walk up on a man. He would walk up on a police officer with a gun drawn. T.I. is going to walk up on you. That's what he does. I live in Atlanta. I know what T.I. is capable of doing in a sense of all these things that we've seen. He basically is saying, I command my respect.
But is it right?
It doesn't necessarily say that it's right. It doesn't say that
walking
it's wrong.
up on stages, we saw what happened. We saw what happened when you walk up on a stage. When you walk up on a stage, you are invading that host.
Right.
You're invading their space.
Form of disrespect. It is a form of disrespect, but it also, you can't tell one person how to act with their character when that's that person. You can only control your own character. Yes, it's wrong what he did. T.I. should not have been up there. He should have taken that joke like on the chin, like Chris Rock did. But T.I. said, no, I'm not going to do this. He acted in the way that he acted. I don't think it was right. It was especially wrong because it was a female that he did it to.
Yeah, he bullied a female.
He has daughters, he has wife.
He bullied.
He has a wife also. He's not going to want nobody to walk up on Tiny and do anything like that.
Exactly.
I don't
he
think
might
it's
as well
right.
leave the profession.
But my real question, A2, my real question, A.T., my real question is this. You know these things usually happen in threes. So my question is, who's going to be the next one? Which next story are we going to be talking about?
Me.
You know, usually happen in threes.
Oh, you know that. Oh, no, my internet. Can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
I hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's my laptop then. So I do, these things do happen in threes. I'm hoping that the next situation is like, now, how do I put this? Because I think he was wrong for going up on stage, but I hope the next situation is more like a verbal jousting and it just stays at that and show like, this is how the situation should be done. More than, this big explosion, because yes, now we are talking about these things and when people are coming up on stage, it's like, now it's kind of like a thing. Now, like Autumn's mom said, this was a thing before in comedy clubs. Yes, it was. But I feel like, for the stature of who these people are and how they're going about it, they shouldn't handle it like us. They should handle it like rich people handle shit.
Yeah, my question is, which one is going to be?
Just because they got money in the bank don't mean that they have all that common sense in the mind. Me personally, I am surprised T.I. reacted the way that he did.
Yes.
Simply because he has an extraordinary vocabulary. And with somebody that has that kind of vocabulary, he could have said so much more without using not one curse word and still got his point across and had a better reaction. But I also think that that's why when he walked up on the stage to keep people from using the word abuse and bullied and all this other stuff, he led with a hug to try to let it know that I'm not going to assault you and I'm not here to try to
Did
hurt
he
you.
apologize for calling her a bitch?
Was he sorry? People kill me
Did
with
he?
that.
No, ma'am. If you're
Sorry.
gonna hug me, did he
Wait,
apologize for calling her a bitch?
hold
Yeah.
up, hold up, hold up, hold up,
He
hold up,
hugged
hold up,
her
hold up,
before
hold
he
up, hold
took
up,
the
hold up,
fight. I'm
hold
not
up,
saying
hold up,
he was
hold up,
hugging her.
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. So when somebody talk, you let them finish and then you go. I don't want that over talking and shit like that. All right. All right.
Right.
So Autumn, go ahead and finish your statement.
What was I saying? Like I said, I think that was the whole reason why he led with the hug. And by him leading with the hug was so that people knew I'm not coming up here to hurt her or to assault her in any kind of way. But to answer Queen Tulsa's question, as far as did he apologize, people are so quick with the people need to apologize. People need to apologize. Well, before you apologize to me, first I need you to be sorry. And because if you're not sorry, then it's just the mute thing that you're doing to please everybody else. If he's not sorry, there's nothing to apologize for. He did that just to show that he wasn't trying to hurt her. He wasn't sorry for what he did.
So I
Okay.
would say like, oh, I would agree with that, but he did snatch the mic out her hand once he apologized.
Right.
Once he
Do I have?
apologized. Go, Queen Tulsa.
Okay. So let me just start off with this. That really burns my biscuits because Black women love to make an excuse for a Black man. They will come up with an excuse before he does. Making excuses for him is typical. It is not right. Okay, whether those allegations of the past was true or not, there has been talk about him and his wife inviting people up in there. And the Black on Black verbal abuse is what's got me passionate and upset. Okay, she's in
What do you
there
mean by
doing
black
her
on
job.
black verbal abuse?
Well, give me a second. She's there. Comedians, you don't know where that. Some people turn their pain into their content. So you don't know if this woman was suffering from PTSD. If he had come up on that stage when I was up there and aggressively coming towards me and saying those
And you would have
words,
peed on
I would
yourself.
have went swinging. I would have went swinging.
Wait, wait.
We say we have to protect Black women, but we sat up there and watched this man call her all types of names. We've been through this. You have domestic violence out there. They then been through that. What if that triggered somebody off in the audience? He didn't worry about that. Only thing he was worried about was getting his moment out there and saying what he was saying and clear his name.
And basically shut her down. That's what he was trying to do. It was a Diva Maria said it was a power move. Let me get all the smoke. Let me get your opinion, and then I'm gonna go over to Heart of Inspiration. Hey, Heart of Inspiration.
Hey, baby.
Yeah. All right, like as what Queen Tulsa just shared, or just
Yeah.
I mean that is true because I do see it. I can see where she's coming from in regards to like we're always capping for the Black man and being like I don't I'll just say it, making excuses, being like oh no. We should be careful with things, or we shouldn't say that. But it's like we have to start calling a thing and start holding our own accountable. And I feel like that's the problem where we are seeing instances like this when us, and I speak as a Black man, when we do wrong, we always have like, our moms, our sisters, our aunties, our cousins, whoever be like, okay, it's not that bad, baby. Just don't do it again. It's like, no, sometimes there are consequences for the actions that you make. And you have to be willing to take that, learn from it, and keep it pushing and keep it moving.
Right. This kind of leads me into the whole Monique and Will Smith. It's a
Yes.
different situation, but it's kind of like the same thing. But let me get Hard Inspiration to wrap us up on this Ti and Lauren Knight situation. Go ahead. I know you were trying to say something.
I was heated. Let me tell you something.
Mm.
And I don't mean no disrespect, but we gonna make excuses for that Negro.
Mm.
You're out of order. He had no business. He sat, and the footage shows it. He sat in the audience calling that woman out her name, all kinds of bees. All she was up there doing, she wasn't even doing a set. She wasn't even addressing this fool. All she was doing was getting ready to bring up the next act. And he, whatever she said, then it wasn't even about him. He starts heckling her from the audience and calling her all out her name, telling her to take her wig off, all kinds of stuff. You have no right. When you run around here with your wife got all kinds of different color contacts in her eyes, we don't even know what color her real hair is. Let's be real. And is that even her hair? Let's be real about that. You run around here checking hymens and stuff. Boy, you better sit it on down some darn where. And I'm not taking up for you because the only reason them allegations got dropped was because the statute of limitations was up. He got up there running up on a woman. That hug, baby, he put some in her ear. Okay?
Yeah.
In her ear.
Yep.
You don't come up. Let me tell you something. You don't come up. Because I'm gonna tell you, you come up on me, you gonna get done up. Run up, get done up. And if I don't get you, I guarantee you there's gonna be somebody else in that audience that's gonna get you better than me.
Pookie.
We cannot make excuses for that man or no man at all. And for us to say, oh, this is just comedy. I grew up at the same time, baby. I grew up at the same time. The comics would roast people in the audience in the front, okay? And if it was a heckler, you really got it. But it wasn't man on woman. If it was a woman that was roasting, then the woman, you know what I'm saying? It would be maybe a woman. Maybe I might say something like, hey, get up off my man now. Get up off my man. But what we not finna sit here and do is act like this man that ultimately disrespects Black women all day, every day, twice on Sunday, 24/7, 365. What we not gonna do is let him run up on a sister and be like, oh, it's okay. And then you ran your mouth and said, well, if you could prove it, I'm gonna pay you $1 million. I'm gonna need you to pay sis. Sis needs her money. Okay, sis needs her racks. You're gonna need to come up with that $1 million. And if you stick it up for that sorry excuse for a Negro, then you're out of order. And that's all I got to say.
Oh.
I have something to say. First and foremost, nobody was sticking up for T.I. because I do recall that I said that he should have, with his vocabulary, use different words without using one curse word. I know I said that. I did say that this kind of stuff happens in comedy clubs all the time. That I did say, but it's sitting here saying that I'm taking up for T.I. That's not what I did at all. So that didn't happen. So I don't know what y'all heard. That's not what I said.
I'll tell you exactly what I heard, sis. I'm driving on my way home. Let me tell you what I heard in my car.
Okay.
Oh, this happens all the time.
It does.
The comedian should not be so sensitive. This used to happen all the time. That's taken up. You say that, and then you say, oh, well, he should use his words, but that happens all the time.
It does.
That's just like, I didn't overtalk you.
Okay, I'll just be quiet. Go ahead.
That's just like, okay, you say, I'm sorry, but. The minute you say, but behind he should have used his words, but we should not be so sensitive with the man womb, you negated the whole thing. Then you taking up for him. Like it's okay. It's not okay. It's definitely not okay, man to woman. Most definitely. And if you're going to call yourself a comedian, pimping, you need to be able to sit down, shut up, and take it. Maybe you shouldn't be so dang on nasty, allegedly. And you have to worry about when you got allegations.
Thank you, BB, for the $9.99.
Part of inspiration. I'm going to have to agree to disagree with you because I still stand by. two things can be true at the same time, and it doesn't always have to be a but. Sometimes two things can simultaneously be true at the same time.
Okay. I want to go ahead and move on to Monique and Will Smith. Oh, damn. We already almost at the hour mark. Okay, we're going to do another 15 minutes. So, I posed the question, Monique used her words and she stood up for herself, but she was blackballed and people told her, like, oh, well, you should have played the game. Will Smith then did a smack, smack, potty pow. And, it's like, oh, no, it seems like there's more more of a rally and a team behind Will Smith than there was for Monique. Or am I just making this up? I'm gonna let Heart of Inspiration, Juice, All the Smoke, Queen Tulsa, and then Autumn's mom go. So we're gonna do it like that.
Okay, real quick. In this Monique case, actually, the reason why she got blackballed, according to Mr. Lee Daniels, was he got all upset because from the stage at her acceptance speech, she did not thank him and the producers and the directors and such. So he got all upset because he said she did not follow proper protocol. And then all of a sudden, oh Lord have mercy, Jesus, stop playing.
Yeah, Bella,
men can't
that's
run
not
up
what
on
we
women.
were
That's what
saying
men
at
can't
all.
do.
He wasn't making a joke. That was like straight up. He went up on the stage while she was talking.
Ooh, Jesus,
Go
help me.
ahead, Heart of Inspiration. But thank you for the super chat.
Anyway, so that's why he got upset. And then shortly thereafter was when him, Tyler Perry, and Oprah all decided, well, we're just going to blackball her. That wasn't right. And not at all. And I don't think that Will should get blackballed, but I think it's already happening. Don't eating?
I know. I was just about to say. I was waiting till you finished.
I put mine down.
Okay.
I don't think, but I think that he will. I mean, they're talking now. They're going to make a decision on Friday, and that taking his Oscar away from him is on the table.
Ooh.
And if they take his Oscar away from, honest to God, they're finally going to have a Zoom meeting.
2 weeks
if
later,
they take his Oscar
Zoom
away,
meeting.
well, listen, I mean, that's what the article said. I'm just telling you what I know. But if they take his Oscar away from him, if we don't then boycott the entire Academy, the entirety of it, I don't know what I don't even know what else to do, because Roman Polanski, Harvey Weinstein, and plenty other people, Quentin Tarantino, other people that have done a lot of very, very bad things still have their Oscars.
Right. And I'm surprised Harvey Weinstein hasn't got his taken away. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, he got all locked. He got kicked out of the Academy, but he still has his Oscars. So what? It has to happen on the stage in order for y'all to care? So they can miss me with that. You could tell today I'm just calling people out of order. I got my gavel over here. They out of order.
In Juice Radio, what are your thoughts on Monique and Will Smith, the comparison that I was making?
Well, here's the thing. Monique took her slaps without the physical hit. She had got slapped around for a long time, being blackballed, as people are saying, with all. So she took her hits without being the physical hit. And I'm glad to say this about Monique. She's back, and I'm praying and hoping that she will stay humbled and she will not try and get on stage or any platforms and try to, do anything like saying anything bad about people who did her wrong, Let the past be the past. Let it go. You on a new road now, girl. Don't look back. Be like Lot's wife. I mean, don't be like Lot's wife. Don't look back. Don't be salty and look back at people. Just keep your eyes forward and go for it. I am so proud of her. But the difference I would say between her and Will Smith is Will Smith physically smacked, and Monique actually took some slaps, but it wasn't with the physical hand, but it was with the industry. And I think they both were a tremendous hit for both of them.
That was deep. I didn't even think about that, Juice Radio. Like, she took, not verbal. Well, I guess it was not spiritual slaps, but what? Repeat what you said. How she took? She took
the non-physical. She took the non-physical slaps.
You are so right about that. You're right about that. All the smoke. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, to put in the words of Monique, she says, I'm a large Black woman that is speaking out. And that in itself comes up with its own problems, whether it's in Hollywood or in society. So, yeah, I think there's a double standard to it because, granted, we can go back and forth about Will defending his wife or whatnot in that moment. And but look at what Monique did. I'm actually hopeful that she keeps the pressure on the neck, like keep telling your truth, and like you see what happened. Lee
Oh,
Daniels had to come to the carpet and and be like, I did what I did. I'm sorry. So, and
let
we
her
also
finish the movie first before she.
no. Let her finish the movie. I'm saying that like
Okay.
whatever issues they have, keep it resolved. But Tyler, Oprah, y'all next. Because it's especially that Oprah Winfrey, because she likes to just do whatever and think she is above reproach. She's a queen and no one can come to her. I was like, no, what you did to Monique, because it's not even the precious thing that Monique is mad about. She's more mad
Mhm.
about the fact that Oprah told her, she called her up and said, your brother wants to come on the show and do you want me to nix it? And she's like, I'm not messing with him. I'm not dealing with him. And this is the brother who SA'd
Was
her when she was
her
a child.
abuser.
Right? And she's like, I don't have nothing to do with it, but if he's changed and he wants to help out, that's on you. But then she brought her father and her mother, who she wasn't even speaking to at the time, and then
Yes.
had the nerve to say to this woman that, oh, I didn't know that they were going to be on. You've been hosting television for close to 20 years at that point, and you're telling me you don't get a heads up who's going to be on your own show or on your no cards? Miss me with the bullet. And Monique was a TV host herself, so she knew that she was lying. So that right there, I feel like Monique should still keep speaking up while still building back not building back up, but just continuing her reputation in Hollywood and working so that she is a power player herself, and so that she can really, when that moment comes where she needs to have that conversation with Oprah in public for all of us to see, because they like to lie and say a whole bunch of stuff that she's difficult, we'll sit there with our popcorn and we'll have a good viewing of everything.
Right. I definitely think she should get a couple more movies under her belt and then put her foot on Oprah's neck. Queen Tulsa, what's your thoughts and opinions?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. All right. So shout out to Monique for taking a stand for all Black women in the industry and those that are coming behind. I feel like she's a great representation of give me your tail and I'll come out ahead. And what I had to say about T.I., he needs to hit Candy up for a new deal door. And that's all I have.
All right, Autumn's mom, what is your thoughts about the Monique situation, her coming back and her being blackballed for using her words?
Well, I never thought she should have been blackballed to begin with. And I know that a lot of people felt as though she should have worked for free and she should have played the game to get ahead, this, that, and the third. And I never subscribed to that kind of mentality because that was ridiculous to assume that that woman should take her time and just bow down and do what Hollywood told her to do. For what? But these are the same people that'll sit there and say, protect Black women, but after a while they're like, oh well, Monique, she need to let it go, she's doing too much, she's this, she's that. And when it became uncomfortable or they got tired of hearing it. So I don't know. You know what, at this point society is so funny, you don't know what you're going to run up against, because 1 minute is
Right.
protect Black women, but then yesterday people was calling Jada bald-headed bitches and dragging her and saying that everything Will did was her fault, but they want to protect Black women. So I don't know. I'm just going. I have no idea.
Well, no. I get where you're going because it seemed like people's opinions are wishy-washy at times, and it's all like, well, hell, I don't know which way the wind blows. People are going to have, this opinion today, and then tomorrow they're going to switch up. But I think that's normal for a lot of situations. All you can do is stand in your truth and what you believe in. That would be the best advice.
Oh no, that's absolutely all that you can do. That's why I said I treat other people the way I want to be treated. Then hopefully I get treated the same way. Because then when I do go off, at least I have a reason for going off, and I know I feel okay with my decision. But everybody has to make their own decisions for themselves. But it's like you said, nowadays, today, everybody's mad at this, and tomorrow they'll be mad at this. It comes down to if you don't toe that line perfectly, if you deviate a little to the left or a little to the right, then you lose support one way or you lose support the other way. So at the end of the day, all I could tell people is go ahead and make sure you have your own money so that you don't have to worry about somebody paying your bills so that you could do what you want to do. Because with financial freedom comes freedom.
Hey, that's true. All right, y'all. I just want to say thank you for everybody for joining me today. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to end it here. Shout out to you, Autumn's mom. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you always giving your opinion and be ready. Yeah, you ready for the battle. And I love that. Thank you for coming on.
Everybody have a good night. This was fun. By Heart of Inspiration, Queens Tulsa, All the Smoke, Juice Radio, and AT2. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you, Queen Tulsa, for coming on. You bring the laughs, you bring the controversy, you bring everything that we need on the show, and I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me engage. Thank you, Smoke, for the engagement. Thank you, Juice. Thank you, Heart of Inspiration, and once again, thank you, AT2, for being able to bring us all together and show that us content creators can still get along and have different opinions and love each other at the end of the day. So I thank you for that.
Of course. You have a good one.
All right. You as well. Bye.
All right. All the Smoke. You still need to get a channel, but thank you for coming on. I appreciate your opinion as always.
No problem. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.
You too. Juice Radio. Do you actually have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do.
Okay, is it your name right here? Juice Radio and Talk Show? Okay.
Yeah, it's the full name, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Just look for the red cup, but it's a full name.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to you today. I always forget to ask you every time you come. I appreciate you coming on, though.
Not a problem, not a problem. And I'll just add this, that Autumn's mom, where she was talking about people's opinion, I wrote this down. People's opinion fit them when it fit them. And when it no longer fits them, they choose to go with another opinion. So I don't get into battles with people. I found out the safest place to be when somebody is going to get into a fight is to be on the other side of the fence.
Thank you, Juice Radio. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, A22. I promise I'll be here and I'll be here for the others. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Heart of Inspiration. Go ahead and shout out your channel.
Hey guys, you can find me just at Heart of Inspiration right here on YouTube.
Yeah. Yes, and thank you for coming on. And I know you was passionate about that T.I. situation. You was all like, no, that woman, we did nothing wrong. T.I. bum rushed the stage and he should have got swung.
Listen, I gotta fix my camera. But my thing, it's that, yes. But it's interesting what happens when it's a celebrity or when it's just a girl from around the way. Because all of a sudden, the girl from around the way who maybe has a past, maybe doesn't, I don't know what's going on with that sister. But that girl from around the way all of a sudden doesn't deserve our utmost respect and protection. But a celebrity does, or a celebrity can do what a celebrity wants.
Right.
And that is very different to me than calling a thing a thing. If two people have a effed up relationship and it's going badly for one of them, we might need to talk about that. It's not about protection. It's about just calling the thing out. So my thing is just, we got to really, to me, we have to protect people no matter what their socioeconomic status is, and not let people like that feel like they can just do whatever.
Use their power as intimidation to people.
Absolutely.
We definitely can't let that happen. You're right about that. And I love how you put that into perspective, because it's all like, she's just some regular girl from around the way. And so people are like, oh, well, she's automatically is going to be looked at as she's in the wrong. That's why she even had to do the whole video where he did call her a bitch.
Right. And it's like automatically it's like she's clout chasing. No, she's in the club she's been working at for a minute. This is her home. This is her spot. You just decided 2 days ago that you wanted to be a comedian. So you came into this woman's home and disrespected her. And y'all know, Colin, this isn't about making jokes about Black women or nothing. He called her out her name, called her the B word. And for those that don't know, calling a Black woman the B word is just like calling a white woman the C word. That is fighting words for us. That's a fighting word. If we know you mean it like that, it's a wrap. So he knew what he was doing, and then, you know, telling her to take off her wig and all kinds of that was
Right.
you just went way overboard.
Yeah, it was too much, and you know, somebody needs to check him, and especially if he want to be doing this comedy thing, somebody need to check him before he gonna end up in a lot of trouble if he think like this is the only situation he gonna get in and be able to try to punk somebody into not speaking about him.
Absolutely. But anyway, but I don't mean to hold things up. Thank you again for having me up here. Thanks for letting me run in the house and just get on because I had, you know, whatever's going on.
Well, thank you for coming on. You know I love you.
All right, love you too, honey.
All right, y'all, we gonna play a commercial and then I'm gonna go ahead and talk us out.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy AT2, and a lot of people want to know, like, hey AT2, I want to be able to use StreamYard like you know, can you help me out? Well, you are in luck. I am going to go ahead and be teaching StreamYard classes. Go ahead and hit me up on Instagram, either at AT2_for_real, or hit me up via email at AT2entertainmentbooking@gmail.com. Again, AT2entertainmentbooking@gmail.com. I'll definitely hit you back, let you know what the price is, because you can't be telling everybody your prices. Hey, do you have a business, a YouTube channel, or whatever you want to promote on AT2's channel?
Yeah, I'm AT2.
If you want to promote on my channel, please just let me know. I can even create the promo video for you if you would like. Just hit me up either in the DM on Instagram, AT2_for_real, or hit me up via email at AT2entertainmentbooking@gmail.com. Again, that's AT2entertainmentbooking@gmail.com. I'll let you know the prices, what I can help you with, and we'll come up with a plan. Another thing, I'm unemployed, so I can't be hooking y'all up with discounts and stuff until the business get off the ground. Y'all know what it. Help a brother out. Y'all know how it is.
All right, y'all. So I just wanted to go ahead and talk us out. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for everybody for the super chats, super stickers. I didn't see any Cash App or PayPals, but if you did, thank you, of course. I do want to say thank you for all my guests for coming up here. I appreciate everybody's opinion. This is the whole point. I want to get different perspectives. And sometimes if it seems like I'm pushing back on people, it's just that if we do a show and we're all in agreement on the same thing, it's not really a show, it's boring. So, you know, I might have a difference of opinion or I might question your opinion. It's a part of the show. So I just want to clarify that if it's your first time and stuff like that. Always, I want to say shout out to Monique. Thank you. We're happy that you're back. Now, don't do what all the smoke say. You know, keep your mouth shut right now. And then once you back on top, that's when you shit on a motherfucker. But and Will, I hope you're having a lovely time in Dubai, you know, doing the anger management counseling, whatever allegedly is going on. Hopefully you're all right, my man. You definitely should keep your Oscar. You already resigned, so I feel like, you know, at this point, it is what it is. And then as far as T.I., if you're going to get in the comedy game, you going to have to be able to take the punches. The punches, you might not like the punches that you're taking, but you're going to have to be able to take them and then give them in a verbal way, not a physical way, a verbal way. We don't want you back in jail and shit like that. And to Lauren Knight, keep doing your thing. This is definitely going to raise your stock. You better capitalize off of this, because if you don't capitalize off of it, you done messed up a great opportunity. You know what I mean? You definitely need to capitalize off of this. But other than that, y'all, we gonna go ahead and get the heck up out of here. Thank you to everybody who joined the show. We out. Deuces.